Repent. Let's not forget that this is the fourth edition of the Wine Affairs 2025, and the theme is Where Vision Meets Precision by Women for the Future. Okay, so we'll invite Engineer Pearl Essel to give us her insights on the theme, a corporate perspective from a university to industry. Please, let's give it up to Engineer Pearl.
Hey, hey, wine. Forgive my voice. I have a cold. I think we've been sitting for long, so let's just stand up and do an activity. Apart from engineer with a baby, everybody else should be upstanding. We are going to do an exercise with a simple song. I'm going to drop the microphone. I hope my voice will be that loud. You are echo. 1, 2. I am alive and better with enthusiastic. I am alive and better with enthusiastic. I am alive and better with. I'm awake and better like it. I'm alive and better with enthusiastic. Who can do it on their own? On their own. So should we do it again? Okay, 1, go. I am alive and better with enthusiastic. I am alive and better with enthusiastic. I am alive and better with. I'm awake and better. I'm alive and better with enthusiastic. Wow, okay, so to my presentation, a corporate perspective from university to industry. In fact, as I sat listening to Professor Nyantechi and Engineer Naki, I was like, they've done my work for me, so there's no need to even talk about anything because most of the things that I'm going to speak to, they have already mentioned it. Okay, so you are in the university and you are learning to gain knowledge, but the industry will enhance the knowledge you are gaining from the university and then develop it into skills and then wisdom. I have a question. How do you move from learning engineering to living it? Who can try? Uh, how do we move from learning engineering to living engineering? Okay, let's go on. Through humility, learning, and persistence. This morning, I know you've heard so much about learning, and it is going to be that way. As I stand here, I am not a finished product. I am also in the process of learning and gaining more things. I started as an electrical engineer. Along the way, I did nuclear engineering. I realized that when the interns come and you speak to them, they are abreast with so many technology. I decided to learn AI on my own. When I finished as an electrical engineer, I moved to the field of safety. I'm the safety manager. I don't have any skill in safety. I don't have any certification in safety. What did I do? I took my time last year. In fact, I started last year, but I wrote the exam this year. And then I took the Bosch exam. So we are work in progress. When you come to the field or when you leave school and then you start working, please, your V is equal to IR. It's a principle that will always run through what you do. But if you don't allow what is happening in the industry to shape you, you will not be able to transform your knowledge into skill and then wisdom. Okay. So at the end of this session, I hope that I'll be able to inspire you to see that everything is possible, equip you to have the right mindset, like Professor Nyantechi said, the right mindset, and challenge you to prepare deliberately for the transition. Please, who can identify this picture? Who knows what it is? Hello? How many of you are into construction? No one here. Okay. So this is a true meter. Okay. I worked in a test van. It is used to locate cable faults. I work in ECG, and in ECG, okay, so in Burger House, so you don't have ECG, it is Netco here, right? But you have overhead lines, and then we have underground cables. So in the test van, when there's a fault on the cable, you set up at one end of the cable, and then you work on it to pick the fault location. So as a young engineer, I came in and my boss gave me this instrument. It is called a true meter. From when you set up, there is this machine in the van that you put in your various parameters, and then it can guide you to where exactly the fault is located. So we're about 3.5 kilometers away from where the van was set up. So I'm supposed to use this true meter to take that measurements. As ignorant as I was, I took this thing and I didn't know that I was supposed to press the knob to reset. So I started using it and I walked that 3.5 kilometers. I got there, my boss was asking me, "Pearl, how many kilometers have we had?" "Oh, sir, please, I'm seeing something like 17. Then he asked me that, "Did you reset it?" And I said, "No." What am I trying to tell you from all of these things? What we learn in school and then what is happening in the field, they are not worlds apart. They are linked, but you need the experience from those in the field. And if you get to work and you be like, "Oh, I'm an engineer, I'm a first class student. I know the theory," and you don't humble yourself, you might not learn. Okay. So the vision is big, but the transition, that is the practicality of understanding how things actually work in the industry, needs shaping. And that engineering in the real world isn't just about solving equations. It's also about solving problems within constraints. Yes, at the university, you acquire analytical thinking, technical foundations, problem-solving skills, and then discipline. But when you get to the industry, it's about professionalism. Engineer Professor Nyantechi mentioned it. You are accountable for the things you do. They look for results. And like the two previous speakers have said, there is teamwork. You can't work alone on projects. In the university, it is theory that will let us know your grades. But when it comes to the world, it is performance and outcome that the industry needs. When you are in school, you have room to do all the trial and errors. Mistakes are pardoned. But when you get to the industry, no, because you are supposed to be accountable for your results. In school, you have flexible timelines. If you trail a course, you can take it again. And I don't think trailing a course will make you a failure, like Professor Nyantechi said. Failure is also a learning step. But when it comes to the world, the industry, we have strict timelines. In school, you have guidance from your lecturers. But when it comes to the industry, you are accountable to your superiors and your clients. If you don't take the pain to learn on your own, you'll still be out of school and you'll still be on the same level. Okay. So, like I said, in the industry, your expectations will change. I'm sure most of you are envisaging finishing school and getting to work. Yes, you have first class. Everything you are taught in school, you're able to write, you're able to get the good grades to give you the first class. But when you get to work, you realize that it's a different ball game together. Like I said, I worked with a test van. We opened one DP and I saw something and we got to go and touch it. And I was told, hey, Pearl, don't go close to it. Because if you touch this thing, current flows through it, your body will be charged. And you know what will happen. You understand? So what you learn in school and what is happening in the real world, although there is some link, they are worlds apart. So with humility and learning and persistence, you'll be able to sail through. Yeah. So when it comes to the industry, it is no longer how well you write your exam, but how well you solve problems and deliver results. Like Prof said, when you start, you can make mistakes and you'll be pardoned. As an engineering trainee, you can make mistakes and be pardoned. But after 4 or 5 years, if you keep repeating the mistakes, you will be, probably their safety culture might not be good. So when you move to a company that is practicing good safety culture, you have to make sure that you abide by it. You can't go and practice what you learned at A, at B, especially in the mines. If you go there and you are not properly dressed in your PPEs, they will not give you entry to go and do it. So when you get to the industry, learn what they do and easily adapt to it. Seek mentorship early. All our speakers have spoken to that. We have different types of mentoring. Peer-to-peer mentoring up and then down. The down is like, let's say for me, I'm already working. Then you have learned the mistakes. So in the real world, it is not just what you know, but you're going to connect classroom projects to real world problem solving. In the industry, you need technical accuracy. So before I moved to safety, I was doing protection and control. And what we do is that we do fault simulation. And then we program something we call relays. If I'm supposed to set my relay to 0.05, I can't say I'm rounding it up to 0.1. Because if I do that, that means I'll allow high fault levels to run through the protection system, to run through the power system, and it will cause damage to it. So in the real world, you need accuracy. Soft skills. Yes, we are engineers, but you should acquire soft skills. Report writing, taking minutes. For me, what I always tell my people is that when you get in, volunteer to take minutes. Volunteer to write reports, because there you can make all the mistakes. After 2-3 years, if you keep making the mistakes, like I said, you might be penalized. Some of the companies, they'll sack you outright. So when you acquire those soft skills, it gives you an upper hand. Prof. Nyankechi said, he comes in early. If you are his TA and you come in early and you use so many theories. We were supposed to start this program at 9. Some people came in early. I was telling one of my colleagues that creatives, I would have given it to TTU because they were here on time. You get me? So do something that will set you apart. That will make everybody around look for you when there's an opportunity. Your professional attitude. You should have the growth mindset. And then networking and visibility. The networking has come up again. So how do you acquire these skills? You do internships and then volunteering. Today when we came in, there was just one person ushering. And I was asking her, are you the only usher? And she said, yes. And I said, oh, just pick anybody and ask the person to do it. These are the things that you learn from. And like I said, this is the place that you can make the mistakes and you'll be corrected. Okay. So you pick up these things and then maybe next time when I meet you someone, I say, oh no, the last time we went for this program, this lady was there. She volunteered. Let me give her the opportunity. Way back in school, I was a very reserved person. I would never ask questions in class. I always want to be at the back. I don't want to be seen. But it took one person picking me because I volunteered to do something. And now it has given me this exposure. Everybody can do it. If today, Pearl Isel, I stand here and then I'm talking to all of you, then I'm telling you that everybody can do it. But all these things happens when what you volunteer. Initially, you will not be paid because some of the things you don't have to be paid for. Like volunteering to usher here, you are not supposed to be paid for it. But in the end, you get benefits. Because when there are opportunities, Prof. Nyantiti said, he will pick the person who comes early. And because you volunteered, you'll be the one that will be seen. Keep learning. Learn new things. Like Engineer Naki said, AI and all those things. Learn about them. Don't be afraid to start small. And then join professional bodies. I hope all of you are students, members of GHIE. Hello? Are you all members, students, members of GHIE? Okay, so in Ghana, we have two engineering bodies. That's GHIE and IET. So whichever one you want to belong to, it's fine. But because I come from GHIE, I would advise that you all join GHIE. And then build your brand around some key attributes. Coming to work early, being punctual. When you finish school and you get to the office, yes, you're an engineer with your first class, but they might even send you to go and buy coffee broke man. Will you say you will not go and buy it? Would you carry a certificate and say, Charlie, we're first class into Menko? You don't do that. You will drop it and learn. Learn, acquire all the skills. And then when you have the skills, and let's say, because of your degree, you get in there and in less than 5-6 years, you become bosses over all those you met. And they come and ask you to go and buy coffee broke man. I'm sure when you even get down from your car, they will run and come and pick your bags. You understand? So when you enter, please, the coffee broke man there, look for where they sell them because you'll be buying lots of them. So what are the competencies that industries look for? Technical competence, professional attitude, communication skills, teamwork and adaptability, and then integrity and accountability. I want to ask a question. Okay, let me just give you those scenario. We went to carry out a project somewhere. One of our substations, we went to do maintenance. We were given impressed. When we finished, we had some left. If you were some of you, what will you do to the rest of the money? Hello? What will you do to the rest of the money? Yes. So what we did was we returned it and we're like, hey, this thing doesn't happen. I said, we don't have use for it. And what have we gained for ourselves? Yes. Integrity and pro. Yeah, don't look at all these things that happen about people. Oh, now, hey, boss, boss, it starts from these little things. Learn to return things that don't belong to you. I remember I cited a video somewhere where a boy picked somebody's purse and then returned it. You see the accolades he got. He got even scholarships. You see, and these are the little things that set you apart in the industry. Everybody will come for you because they know that with this person, if I give this to this person, the person will return her same way. Okay, so please build up those attributes. Then what are the skills that you yourself require? Communication skills. Yes, tomorrow we are going to look at your innovations. Here's the case, I've been able to build something beautiful, but I can't even speak to it. How would we adjudge you as the best? Because I am not in your brain, I'm not in your mind. I don't know what you have in your head. So if you're not able to articulate yourself, if you're not able to communicate what you have, the ideas in your mind, you go nowhere. And it is a skill that can be learned. During our time, we didn't have YouTube and AI and those things. Maybe some of us would have had first class. But now you have those tools. Like Prof said, don't use those things for snaps and then X and those things. Use it well. Critical thinking, emotional intelligence. Boss, wait, they may pen some cry. On Bantam, only looking for where their shoes were. They are looking for they are deciding which clothes they should wear. But when you get to the industry, you need to manage your time well. Digital literacy, adaptability. You need to prioritize things that you have to do first. You do first. And if you know you are Ankonam, please from today, go and learn how to work in a team because teamwork will propel you far. Engineer Naki mentioned it. You're on a project. It is not going to be just electrical engineers. You're going to have all sorts of people who might not even understand what you say, people who are not at your level. We can't have everybody just like you, but you have to be able to work with everybody very well. And one skill that sets people apart is problem solving. If you are able to help solve a problem, everybody would come to you. Key and timelines. Follow safety and ethical standards. Observe where you have to play along. You don't come and then you be the savior of the place. Because if you try it, believe you me, I know you can stand up, you can set yourself apart and not do what they do. But if you try to solve this problem and be like you are the Jesus Christ of the company, you might break your neck. So you should observe and then know the workplace dynamics. Build professional relationships so you know who to call. Now you know me. If you are in southern part of Ghana, when your light is out, you can call me. And then I know what I will do for you. What are the practical engineering things in the industries? Now we have automated systems. In ECG, we have SCADA. So I can sit in the comfort of my office and click a button and then an area will go off. That doesn't mean we do it intentionally. So usually we do load shedding when there is generation problem. When generation can't meet demand, there will be the need to shed off some load. And even that one, so if you live close to a hospital or you live close to an industry, probably in the, forgive my language, the zone goes, you might be going off often. Green energy and transitioning projects. That is the talk of the town. And you need dearly, okay, for not compliance to safety. Because lately we were there and then PURC came around and now yeah, Yakuta workers, so you don't think safety boots is important for them. But they are working by regulations. You are supposed to provide PPEs for your people. Don't provide it. The regulators will come. So engineering and Juma. Okay, so I have this thing that happened in my office. I got to work one day and then one of my senior colleagues was like, Pearl, now you say fridge in a fee down and then you draw the cable alone. When we come to the office, you can tell me to clean the fridge. I was not being rude. We are all engineers. My place is not cleaning of the fridge. I can decide to do it when I open it and it is dirty. I can do it. But you don't tell me to do it because I'm a woman. You get my point? So be confident and be firm. Yeah. So we are saying be confident, not defensive. Speak up respectfully. Okay. Then seek allies and mentors. For us in ECG, we have our male allies. So when we go places and then the men are like, hey, we know that at least 2 people would what come to our defense. So always have allies. And then one thing that we should do, please let's support other women. As you are going up, try and lift up some others. I told you I was the reserve type. Always, I would want to sit at the back, do things from the back. I don't mind. Everybody else wants to go and then show face. I don't mind. Then one woman picked me. The immediate past president of Wine Ghana, Engineer Dr. Enyuna Mpekpena. Then she started giving me roles. Pearl, do this. Pearl, do that. Oh, madam, I don't know how to do it. Oh, come, I'll teach you. Then she teaches me. And today I am here. I am here not as a finished product, but as a work in progress. I am not sure when I was like you, I ever dreamt of standing here holding a microphone and talking to people. No. Like I would pray that the earth will open and they just swallow me. But if I have been able to do it, hey girl, you can also do it. Okay, sure. Okay. So we asked that when you go to the industry, build a career and not a job. Set long-term goals. When I finished school, I was looking at becoming an engineering consultant. For me, I didn't really have this clear-cut path that I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. But some way, somehow, nuclear engineering came my way. I went for it. Safety has come my way. I'm going for it. And I know that I'm going to build up on these things to a place where when they are looking for an electrical engineer who has basics in nuclear engineering and also safety certification, I'll be there. My friend was like, why did you need to go and do MBA? See, MBA for near doors. So if they want people with MBA, I might not be the only pick. But, you know, they started talking about nuclear. So if they need somebody, I'm already there. You get it? So look for opportunities and then make yourself better. So pursue professional development. Employ leadership and innovations. And then mentorship. All forms of mentorship. How many types of mentorship have I mentioned today? Hey, my students have forgotten. I mentioned peer-to-peer mentorship. That is with people on your level. Then upward mentorship, people who are above you, people who have gone the path or where you want to be, people who have already passed. And then downwards mentorship, those who you think are below you, but they have something you can learn from them. Okay. So tips for success. Be early and be prepared. Take initiatives. Learn and adapt to company systems quickly. Communicate clearly. And above all, keep your integrity. So now we are going to look at some of the female engineers who have excelled, those who created the path for us. We have engineer, so that will be to your left, Engineer Rita Ohene Safo. She was the second Wine Ghana president. In the middle is Engineer Kalian Bushdid. We call her the first. Here she was the first executive secretary of GHIE. Now we have female executive secretary of GHIE. Now we have a second. But she was executive secretary. And what we have now is executive director. So she too can be first. Yeah. She was the first female president of FIO. FIO is Federation of African Engineering Organization. So with her, it is first. And first female president of GHIE as well. So you see, you have to look for her so that you can also become what? First. Then next to her is Engineer Harriet Emisa Arthur. She was the first Wine Ghana president. And then some other wine members. Okay, so to your left is Engineer Dr. Enyuna Mpekpena. Unofficially, she's my mentor because she's the one who picked me and gave me this platform. Then we have Engineer Naki Tete Anowe. She's our immediate wine president. And above her is Engineer Na Lamkai Kwe Ballard. She is currently the president, or no, she's the chair of the Women in Engineering Federation of African Engineering Organizations. They are all Ghanaians, so they are all Ghanaians, and interestingly, they all schooled in Ghana. They all schooled in Ghana. So if they have done it, what can you also do? If they have done it, what can you also do? Sure. So what are the takeaways from this? University will give you the knowledge and exposure, but the industry will shape it into your skill and then broad wisdom. Please believe in your capabilities. Although I was reserved, I knew I could do it. The fact that you are a woman doesn't mean you can't do certain things. Yes, per our body makeup, there are certain things you can't do. Don't go competing with the men that you can do it. But with what you can do it to the best of your abilities. Vision without precision is potential without what impact. Like I said, industry values results, attitude, adaptability as much as the knowledge you know. And this thing will come up again. Continuous learning. You have to learn, and learn till you are tired. Build networks. Women engineers, we are not the future. We are the present, shaping what? The future. To conclude, your degree is your ticket to the world of engineering, but your attitude and precision are what will keep you and guarantee your career what? Progression. You don't have to know everything at all times, but be willing to learn. There are things that you have to unlearn, and there are things that you have to relearn. All of this will help you to grow and then be ready to serve. Every experience you go through, even the tough ones, will refine your meticulousness. The bridge between your university dreams and your corporate destiny is built one clear decision at a time. Don't be a jack of all trades, master of what? None. At least master one. Engineer Naki said it's specialization. The transition from university to industry is built on learning, resilience, and purpose. Work this with all confidence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Pearl. I learned a lot from this session. She said volunteer. And also, one quote I took from it is it's not just about what you know, it's how you apply it. Yes, she gave an example of the ushers. She said only one person was ushering. We've learned something. We could have helped the person, but we all came to sit down. There's a lot. Networking and visibility too. So let's do this activity, okay, please. Let's get up and stretch small, stretch small. Get up and stretch small. And the person beside you, kindly take the person's number. You know, networking, yeah. Hey, and those who didn't take the picture, kindly take a selfie with the person. Kindly take a selfie with the person. Kindly take a selfie with the person and put wine affair there. Add this on your status, your Snapchat, your stories, streaks, wine affair. See, you will come and take a picture with Engineer Alberta. Hey, let me join you. Hey, some of you are not taking the pictures, so are you taking the number of the person beside you? Hey, some of you don't want to take picture with Engineer Alberta. And the person beside you, Petrina, the person beside you. Some of you can come and take pictures with Engineer Mary. Engineer Mary is here. Engineer Dr. Mary is also here. Some of you can come and take a picture with her too. We take this. Okay. So let me acknowledge some guest speakers. Engineer Dr. Nana Akasen, if I mentioned it well, the patron of the patron for the patron for of the Civil Engineering Department, UNE. I think it's the patron for the Civil Engineering Department. Engineering students. Oh, okay. Engineering students, please let's bring it up. Okay. Engineer Ebenezer Nyakukumi, GHI UNE patron. His okay. Mr. Alexander Opokujumo, DHI UNE past president. Engineer Dr. Mrs. Patricia Santua, Ho Technical Wine patron. She's also a civil engineer. Engineer Dr. Mrs. Emanuela Boatima Kwao Boating, KNUST Wine patron. Somebody say wow. Hey wine. We pin it. Hey, the action is supposed to be, hey wine, hey girl, we pin it. Okay, so we'll take two questions for you. You took a lot from session 1, session 2, and session 3. We've taken a lot, so if you have any question, okay. I'm seeing most of you don't have questions. Hey wine, we pin it. Hey, yeah. Another exercise. Then 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, so someone say wow. So I would like to acknowledge Engineer Dr. Mrs. Jacqueline Ajonko. Oh, please let's show appreciation to our guest speakers, please. Let's show some appreciation, please. Let's show some appreciation. Okay, so our next session will be the panel discussion. And we invite Ms. Hannah Atibila, the moderator for the panel discussion, to come and lead this session. Please let's welcome Ms. Hannah Atibila. Hey, wine. Hey, wine. Okay, you are all once welcome to this program, Wine Affair edition, the fourth edition of Wine Affair. And on to the next session is our panel discussion, which is going to be based on the topic, the future of engineering, diverse opportunities and pathways. I want to call out my panelists so that I introduce them to you properly as we move ahead. Okay, so the first on my list is Engineer Dr. Mrs. Mary Anchi. Please can we give it up for her? And the next is Engineer Mrs. Alberta Amankwa. Joining the panel again is Engineer Agnes Efipuga Esquire. And the last but not the least is Engineer Mrs. Celestine Huiso Aglima. And myself, I am Hannah Atibila, a final year electrical engineering student and the immediate class vice president for One Year. And I'm going to be your moderator. I'm going to represent you all here. Thank you. You are welcome, my panelists. I'm honored to be your moderator. So, zooming in on to our discussion, which is going to be based on the topic, the future of engineering, the diverse opportunities and pathways. Okay, so engineering has always gone to deal with solving problems, but in status quo, when we look at how technology is evolving, you can see that the various ways by which solutions are also engineered are becoming diverse. And I must say that the panel that I'm having here is the best definition for the topic of discussion. Why am I saying this? Because they are really inspired. Because when I was going through their profiles, I realized that they all have unique pathways by which they found their feet within the current fields that they are. So joining me here is that amazing panel who is already defining the topic for us. So the first person who is on my left hand, that's Engineer Dr. Mary Enchi. She is the head of department for the environmental management department in UNE, and she is also the one UNE patron and a senior lecturer as well. Please can we give us up for her? And the next to her is Engineer Alberta Amankwa. She is with the Electricity Company of Ghana, and she's the Director for Management for Change. So when you come to Ghana and you're looking for director who is in charge for the management of change, then you look no further than to Engineer Alberta Amankwa.
Yeah, just a quick correction. I'm the manager for change management.
Oh, thank you very much. Please can we give example here? And the next one, who is sitting closer to Engineer Alberta, is Engineer Celestine. She is also working with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, and she has over 2 decades experience in that. Please can we give that for her? And the last but not the least is the engineer Esquire. She is Engineer Agnes Effie Fuga, and she's working as the director for feeder roads in the Ashanti region of Ghana. She is the regional director for feeder roads. Okay, so let's zoom on to the discussion. As I already mentioned, that our topic is the future of engineering, the diverse opportunities and pathways. At first, we all presume that engineering is solving problems. We are using mathematics, science, combining everything that we learn to solve problems. But now we have realized that it is becoming so complex. Day in and day out, there are different technological breakthroughs such as artificial intelligence, robotics, green energy, and sustainability. And that's showing us that the boundaries of engineering now knows no bound, and we can do different things, merge different things together to have different pathways within the field that we find ourselves now. That's why we are going to have this discussion. We want to know how this future really looks like, the people who are inspiring it, and how, as up and coming engineers, we may find our feet in the years to come. That leads me to my first question. That when we talk about the future of engineering, what does that phrase mean to us? What should this mean to us? So starting from, please, Engineer Dr. Mary, can you help us?
Okay, thank you very much, Hannah, for that beautiful question. Looking at the future of engineering for us as women. Hey, we failed. Yes, please, let's be awake, okay? So that the conversation will be very interesting because it is about us. And you know, when it is about women, we really want to go into the nitty gritties and know the details. Are you with me? Good. So, the future of engineering, and you all know the history and the current. And the history tells us that we were not there, isn't it? Because it required a lot of manpower. And that is why they didn't want us to be parts. Where you would see manual works being done with physics, okay? So it was like building a machine. You would have to carry a big metal. And then they say, where are your muscles? We call them the muscles are not there, right? It's required that you climb some long steps and something like that. And they will say you come and cry. Because as a woman, especially once you have actually completed school and you are getting married and you are pregnant and you are in that field, how are you going to climb? Tell me, how are you going to climb with your stomach like that? And so we said we needed a change, and that is where the innovation set in. That we don't need to use our muscles to pull. We can actually create a machine that will do the pulling. All I need is to sit back and then be clicking something, and that one as a woman I can do it, isn't it? I can sit behind that big machine and control it and tell it us where to go. Even with driving of vehicles, they say they won't let women because when something breaks, you woman, you go and lie under the car and you are doing it. So, you saw that advert on TV. I don't know. Maybe you are. I'm not. I don't think you are that young. When they say, what's some things are for men only, because a lady's heart broke down on the journey, and then she was waiting for a man to come and fix it. But now we can fix it, or you can't. Yes, I know you can. You can. In fact, we are ready as women to also get our hands involved. We want to also touch and not sit back and watch them do. Okay? And that is where that sophistication, that innovation comes in to include us. Because when we are talking about inclusivity, then we are talking about creating avenues that will allow the women to come on board, so that it wouldn't be only male dominated as we see. So now we are seeing that diversity. We are seeing that women are being allowed to come because the platform has been created. And in fact, we need to also create more room to accommodate ourselves, where women come on board and not seen as people who should be celebrated or become ceremonial persons there just because we say we want women involved. But our impact is actually felt. Okay, now we are seeing women on boards, being the directors, the board directors themselves. You saw the pictures that Engineer Kel was showing, right? Where women are on boards, being boards of directors. You don't go there as a board of director and say, I am a woman and shut up. Otherwise, then where is your position? So in the future, we want to see more women coming in because the avenues have been created. We don't want to see you as an engineer here today and tomorrow you complete school and you tell us that this is not for me. Are you getting me? We want you to continue the path that has been created for us.
Engineering and become leaders of engineering and become leaders instead of just being problem solvers, become leaders, change makers, and entrepreneurs. Please, my lady engineers here, let's not be fixated on just the technical aspects of engineering, but let's strive to be leaders in whichever capacity we find ourselves. Let's try to bring change wherever we find ourselves. Let's try to bring change wherever we find ourselves of engineer. A lot of people, young engineers and
Engineer Celestine, do you think that's future as well?
Thank you for the opportunity. Before I continue, I cannot talk